All right, so check it out. So I'm back. So so I just finished my. I just finished my. I'm basically done my first year of university. Uh, my grades definitely have to go up a bit more, but mainly it's because I was overworking myself and I barely had time to study for any of my classes. I was just doing the assignments and whatnot. Dropped some classes, had to retake them again, or whatnot. Now I'm kind of in the flow now. I just know that for next year, I definitely have to reduce my classes and probably just keep doing summer school and spring classes, whatever. Not a big deal, anyways. So yeah, I took my summer classes. I passed everything. Right, got the credits for that. I just have one more class I have to do for the first year that I'm done. For second year, there's 4 classes I have to take next year, or some of them might be the summertime. Because not because I can't do them right now, but because I don't want to do 5 or 6 classes. I just want to do 4 only. So I'm just sticking to 4 right now. And if that comes too much, I might drop 1 and just stick to 3. But I'm reducing the load so I can get through university with a better grade, and my GPA doesn't go too low or whatever. Anyways, the takeaway, I actually am enjoying everything I'm learning so far in university. Especially when it comes, especially when I wanted to do it as an engineer. Like I wanted to build robotic prosthetic, which I'm getting closer and closer to learning how to do that. I'm also getting comfortable trying to 3D printing now. Now I still have not I still have not been able to perfectly print a 3D model yet, but I'm able to make one. And I think I know. And I went to like the Toronto Public Library to take one of those free classes they had on 3D printing. So they showed me a better website to use, which is Tinkercad. I was using SolidWorks. You can still use SolidWorks, but I think I might practice on Tinkercad first, then print, and then just see how I can transition from Tinkercad to the SolidWorks platform, which I'm using for university. And for SolidWorks too, right? The nice part about this is that all the 3D platforms are pretty much universal. So once I start getting into like wanting to build like video games or start making once I start getting into like wanting to make video games or start building other stuff, I can just 3D model. I can make 3D model. So like for SolidWorks, I can use that to make like the mechanical parts of, let's say I want to make a firearm, right? The best SolidWorks is great for making the firearms there. And then in terms of designing, porting it over to Blender to make it look as pixel perfect as possible, and then porting that from Blender over to Unreal Engine, right? Which is nice. So right now, I'm touching up on a lot of the stuff that I learned throughout the first year that I did not fully understand. Right now, I'm doing coding right now. Even though I passed coding, my exam was not the best, and I'm still practicing being able to like make longer forms of code and then solve more problems, which I think is a good thing overall anyways. But that's what I'm doing right now. I'm using Copilot to do, but it's actually really helpful. Like using Copilot is pretty much like throughout my entire university time period, right? Like, people talk about ChatGPT. Listen, ChatGPT is great for like when it comes to like helping you solve like mathematical problems. But when it comes to like understanding like the formula or structure of how things work, Copilot is the best just because it's free. There's literally no limit to how often you can upload documents or whatever and have it make full-on notes for you or whatnot. It does everything you need to. And also, it's proficient in C++, the same exact code that I'm learning. So like for me, it's like I'm in a situation where basically, I'm using an AI software that's proficient in C++. So anytime I have an issue where I'm like, why is this not working? Copy, paste it into Copilot. It tells you, the reason why this is not printing is because you're doing X, Y, and Z, right? And it just does it for me. It's just so crazy. It's so crazy because it's like coding has never been this easy, especially when it comes to C++. Now, in terms of what I'm going to be doing, so in terms of a couple of things, right? So I think when it comes to Unreal Engine, I actually want to start building I think I want to start building. I think I want to start building. I want to build an MMORPG game, but I also want to build VR games. And the reason why, I just bought. So with Destiny 2 closing down, I kind of figured this was gonna happen. So what I ended up doing was this. Before Destiny 2 was announced to be closed down, I was kind of having like I was kind of having a nostalgia of like, oh man, I remember playing Destiny 1. I want to. So, but basically what I did was this, and this thing, I have Destiny 1 on my PlayStation account, and right now I'm a PC player, right? And I sold my PlayStation 5 because I wasn't using it, and I got a Steam Deck, sold that because I kind of got bored of using the Steam Deck, and I was pretty much just stuck using my laptop. So what I ended up doing was, right, because Destiny 1 is only on PC, on PS4 or PS5, right? I decided, whatever. I'm gonna go buy a PS4. So I bought a PS4 Pro, right? Just because I didn't want to buy a PS5. I don't need the PS5. I didn't really need the PS5. I bought a PS4 Pro. I already had Destiny on my account, but I bought a physical disc of Destiny 1, and I also bought a physical disc of Destiny 2. Now I have those two copies. And also, right, the entire time I had a PS4, right, I always thought about getting a PSVR, and I never really got one. Cause like, it was probably a waste of time. There's probably no point. Anyways, right, I kind of started thinking about VR again and again. I'm thinking about using PC VR, but whether I should get a MetaQuest, whether I should get a PS5, PSVR, whatever. I'm thinking about all this stuff. Anyways, and I also have some games. I already have some games on my PS4 account that already are VR. All right. So I end up going through the games, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I already have the PS4. I already have Destiny 1. I have Destiny 2, whatever. Obviously, these are online games only, right? So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's look for a PSVR. So I go online, and lo and behold, I see someone selling a PSVR, right? The full kit, everything except for the PSVR gun, right? Right for $50, bro. They're selling the whole thing for $50. So I buy it up for $50, right? Have it in my house now. Bro. Listen. When I tell you, I knew what I was talking about when I said I wanted to use VR. This, bro, listen. The experience of being able to just transcend into another, it feels like you're transcending into another place when you're playing an actual good VR game. So on the PS4, there's always been this free PS4 game called Infinite Warfare Jackal Assault. Now, Infinite Warfare, right? People always said the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Jackal Assault. Now, Infinite Warfare is supposed to be the worst version of, supposed to be one of the worst, according to everyone else. The problem here is this: the reason why it's bad isn't because the game is bad. The reason why people think it's bad, isn't because the game is bad. It's because of the fact that it's too futuristic. Now, here's the thing: I play Destiny, right? And if you play Destiny 1 or 2, you know the feeling of going to different planets and whatnot. I have the game. I bought a used copy of the PS4 Infinite Warfare, right? And I've been playing that also. I'm playing the PvP. I'm in multiplayer. I've been also playing the story. Now, here's the thing, right? When I tell you, when you first start the mission, you start off on a Europa, the moon of Europa. I think it's the moon of Saturn, one of the 6 moons of Saturn. When I tell you, I was so hyped. I'm like, wait a minute, we're on a moon called Europa. We're on Europa. This is like we're on Europa, right? We're on Europa. We're doing a mission. The first mission you do is on Europa. You literally land on the moon. You're on the moon and you're fighting other guys on the moon. I'm like, fam, this is like Destiny. I'm like, dude, this is just like Destiny. What the hell? It's not the exact same, but I'm like, this is like Destiny, right? And the reason why a lot of people didn't like it, because it's like, this is something that a Destiny player would like, is the fact that you're playing on a different planet. all this futuristic technology. Now going back to what I was saying about the PSVR version, the PSVR game, the Jacket Assault, bro. You know what's crazy about that game? Is that you're flying a spaceship, right? Using a VR headset, you're flying a spaceship around Earth, and bro, they did a fantastic job of putting so much detail into Earth. It's so like, what's the right word? Right? It's like it's one of those. It's like one of a kind experience where like you're literally like, obviously you're supposed to be shooting these enemies while you're flying around, but there is a point in there. There's a lot of time period in the actual game itself where you can literally just fly around and just stare at Earth from space. Now, obviously, it's not real, right? But you're looking at Earth from space and you're going like, damn. Like, think about how massive Earth actually is compared to where you are in space, and look at how bright it is because it's reflecting the light from the sun. Like you're seeing it for yourself. Felt like it was real. Anyways, right? That's one of the coolest thing ever. Then Infinite Warfare, right? Going back to Infinite Warfare, right? The actual game itself. I haven't got that far in the campaign, right? And it does feel like a Call of Duty game. Don't get it twisted. What made me really want to get into the whole idea of making my own MMORPG game or a first-person shooter game, kind of like Destiny, right? Is not only just Destiny itself, but seeing the potential when it comes to games like Infinite Warfare. There's also Black Ops 7. I don't have Black Ops 7. I know people say, "Oh, the campaign is shit. You have to kill But listen. When I first saw the campaign for Black Ops 7, I'm like, dude, this feels just like Destiny, bro. A first-person shooter game. You're fighting bosses in the actual game. Now, obviously, in context of Black Ops, it's goofy. Obviously, in context of the Call of Duty and Black Ops, it's really goofy. But at the same time, I'm looking at this. I'm like, there's a real opportunity to make something like this and actually have it on a mass scale. So that's one of the things that I'm planning on doing. I'm planning on buying the PS4 version of Black Ops 7 to try that out. Cause I just want to play the stories first to see what I'm working with. Then I'm also right now working on coding or whatever, and I think I'm gonna maximize the amount of coding that I'm doing by just going straight into using C++ in Unreal Engine rather than just using blueprints or whatever. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna make this game. It's not gonna be made anytime soon. I'm probably not gonna be proficient with Unreal Engine for almost a decade or something like that. But I do know at some point I will be clean with it though. Same thing with everything else I'm doing as an engineer. So yeah, there's that. I'm still working on being a bionics engineer. I'm still working on 3D printing. I'm doing all this different stuff. Still working on all this different stuff that I'm going to be doing. I'm just so excited because I'm starting to see how everything's coming together, and like being able to visually see where I can be and where I'm going to be going is insane. Like I don't think I've ever thought about being in this position. I don't think anyone could ever tell me about being in this position where I'm like, listen, at some point I'm going to be creating all of this stuff, and all of this stuff lives inside my imagination. All of this stuff that I'm going to be creating lives inside of my imagination. This isn't something that someone told me about. No, all of this stuff lives inside my imagination. What else? I do want to eventually put something on the channel. I do want to eventually put something that I'm working on in the channel. But it's one of those things where like, it's like I'm close, but I'm not there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm close. I'm close, but I'm not there yet. Doesn't mean I'm not working on something. It just means that I have nothing to show for what I'm working on, even though I'm getting closer. If that makes sense. It's not until I get proficient in what I'm doing, then would I be able to. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect. I'm just saying, like, I'm still working out the kinks. Until I do that, I won't be able to post any actual physical ideology, idea of what I'm doing. Oh, another thing too, I'm working on too. So on top of the engineering stuff, on top of the coding, on top of Unreal Engine, on top of playing video games, whatever, I'm also working on this comic book universe by surrounding Canada. I'm not gonna say what the name is yet, but I'm working on it right now. So basically, this is what I have done. This is what I have done for this whole comic book universe. I have the main characters. I know all the names. I know all this backstory. I have all the backstory. Not the back. I don't have all the backstory, but I have all the names. I have all the characters. I'm gonna be throughout the time period. I'm gonna be drawing the different images of what these characters are. I'll probably use like some software on Steam or something like that helps me draw characters better. But I'm gonna be working on these characters. But here's the thing: I have all the names down of the main characters, for the most part, who are gonna be involved. Well, not everything. No, that's a lie. So basically, obviously, you have to obviously, I'm gonna be making some type of Justice League type group in the show. I'm not gonna say what in the actual comic book. I'm not gonna say what it is until it's ready. But at the same time, I'm still missing one more person. Right now, I have 4 people. Well, 5 people technically speaking, but like let's say that it's 5 people. It's one of the people involved. They're like, how do I say? They're more of like an assistant to the team. They're more of an assistant to the team rather than the team itself. They're still a part of the team. They're not the Justice League or like the Avengers. They're just like the assistant to them, right? But they're still part of the main story. And basically, I need one more character. I have 4 people. I'm trying to get a 5th one in. I think I might know who the 5th one is, but I'm not 100% sure. I do know though that a couple days ago, right? I spent probably the whole morning just thinking of the different names and backstories for these characters. And I got the names of all the 4 characters. I know I have the backstory of where they come from, what they're doing, whatnot. I don't know yet if I want to do a full-on story where they're all in it together or separate stories, and then do like this one big group project story together. Don't know yet. I just know I'm working on everything. All this pretty much. I have a huge incubation phase for everything I'm working on. I'm working on everything right now, and the next 2 months I'm gonna power through everything. And I'm going to try to get something out. Before I start school again, I will try to put something out. I promise you, I will try to put something out. Before September starts, I will try to put something out. If I don't, it is what it is. It might come later. It is what it is. But I will try to put something out, whether it be the ideas of the comic book that I'm working on, whether it be a test run of a video game. It won't be necessarily the game that I'm talking about, but it will be some game that I'm working on. Or it'll be a 3D print. I will be powering through everything, trying to learn as much as possible next year. I'm also trying to work also to pay off some debt and some stuff, like some credit card debt and stuff like that. But I'm still going to be powering through everything, working my ass off as much as possible. I'm gonna have something. I'm gonna make sure that I have something. I'm gonna make sure that I have something. I'm gonna make sure I have something. I don't want to just have nothing. I don't want to just keep talking about what I'm gonna do. I want to have something, just something at all. Even if I don't post anything else, I will have something. I will make sure I have something. Even if I do not post anything else for the rest of the year while I'm in school, I will make sure I have something. Anyways, that's about it. And I am getting closer. I am getting closer to having stuff ready. That's a fact. That is 100% a fact. I am getting closer to having stuff ready. I'm doing the work required. It's going to take some time, but I'm going to try to get something done. I'm going to power through these next 2 months to get something done. That's 100% a fact. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Have a good day.